Hello and welcome to GPTV on Monday the 30th of January in the year 2012. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer. Welcome to GPTV and the start of what we think is going to be a very exciting real estate year. 2012 came around quickly, Philip. It's here, it's all happening.
It is scary how quickly it's come around, Gary, and 2012 is really upon us. And I've got to tell you, having just had the most fabulous holiday, I have never come back to work as pumped and as excited as I am this year. I'm just raring to go. So I have to apologise to everybody in advance for this year because I have taken some serious vitamins while I was away.
He's taken some vitamins and he's got the credit card bill, and no doubt if there's any incentive to perform, that's it. Certainly for me, it was very interesting to get away and to actually talk to a few real estate agents within Australia, the Gold Coast. Things are a little bit grim down there, Phil, at the moment. They find it very tough, but no doubt they will recover sooner or later. But also interestingly in Sydney, talking to real estate agents there, and phones are ringing in Sydney and buyers are coming out of the woodwork, and there's some very positive early signs. And I've got to say, having had a couple of weekends at Open for Inspections, a lot of buyers around at the moment, Philip, in Melbourne too. So certainly the phones are ringing hot, and that's a very exciting sign. A number of sales already for January and some great properties of which we're going to preview very shortly. Tough night last night, of course.
Ooh, big night last
big
night.
Big night. Couple of big things happened. AB Weiser, one of our colleague real estate agents' son got married, so a little bit bleary-eyed from that. And
so
of course,
congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs.
Yes.
Adam and Lara Weiser.
Yes, and to AB and the family there, which is a great guy, commercial agent, who we work very closely with, AB Weiser. But also, how about the tennis? I've got to tell you, it went pretty bloody late, didn't it, if I can say that?
I don't think you really can say that, Gary, but we'll let that one through, given the fact that it is the end of January. What an incredible end to what I consider to be one of the best sporting events in the world.
He'd be a pretty tenacious real estate agent, wouldn't he?
I've got to tell you, you know what, mind you, for a $2.3 million purse, you'd want to give it your all.
Yeah, I reckon 6 hours is what you'd want actually for that sort of effort. But very, very exciting Australian Open, and just making Melbourne just the showcase city that it is around the world. So certainly great to see that.
So let's talk about the world, Gary. Obviously everybody's looking towards February auctions to see how the market's going to perform.
Yeah.
And obviously if you pick up the papers and you read what's going on internationally, it's a pretty grim world out there, but the good news is every economic commentator around the world says if you're going to be anywhere for 2012, the Australian economy is the place to be. And great news about the impending interest rate reductions that seem to be coming our way. And certainly it'll all be all eyes on the Reserve Bank next week. If we can start this year with a couple of interest rate reductions, I think that will certainly set the theme for buyers.
Absolutely, it can only be a good thing, and certainly we'll be watching very closely to see how that impacts the market and keeping viewers of GPTV informed. I see you were far away from the local scene, Philip, overseas, and something not quite right in this partnership when I'm in Sydney and the Gold Coast and you're skiing in Aspen. I'm not quite sure. I think I might have to check the trust account on that one, Phil.
My first time in Aspen, Gary, and I can tell you that the skiing was not great, but I still had a fantastic time.
Yes.
But one of the things that I did look at was the real estate market in Aspen, where the going rate of a house is somewhere between $10 and $20 million. And I looked at that, Gary, and I thought, you know, American commissions, 6%. I'm going to try and work out a way to go there every year and just sell one property.
Yeah, it would be okay, wouldn't it? Well, I just look at that sort of stuff on the internet, Phil, but obviously you've flied over there, business no doubt, with the family. So again, you'd be checking the trust account very carefully to see how that was funded. But we have got a couple of properties to talk about, Philip, getting back to business.
Back to reality.
Back to reality, back to business, back to the nitty-gritty of real estate, which is what we're here for. And I know that last year Simon put into ideas at garypeer.com.au. He sent us an email and said, show us some sneak previews, and that's what we're going to do. And Ray asked for some houses of the week. We've got a few to review. We've got 20 properties starting this weekend, which we're very excited about. We've got some beautiful listings to kick off the new year, Phil, and couldn't be more excited about that. One of them is at 31 Lansdowne Road in East St Kilda, which is one of our featured properties. A great house, fabulous family home, a California bungalow, and you can see the photos over the screen now. A lovely, warm and inviting home. and certainly got a beautiful garden area as well with that terrific tree, that avocado tree, which is another nice
avocados, Gary, high in omega-3s, and you'd know that given your svelte appearance these days, and we will talk more about that this year.
Thanks. I think we'll leave the appearances and the hair out of it this year if we can, Phil. Another property we're moving on to, which I think's a really funky property, and certainly in the most incredible building in Ormond Road in Elwood.
This is a really good building, Gary, and certainly as far as modern developments go, I think this is one of the cherries in the Ormond Road or the Elwood cake.
Yeah, looking to get in that sort of mid-5s to mid-6s range. It's probably a very wide range, but in that sort of vicinity, a 4-year-old, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So that's a great location down there at Ormond Road. Another one that's interesting is this lovely one in Brighton we've got, Philip, in Ebden Street. Great position.
Good looking home too. The period charm is obviously what sells year in, year out.
David Cutler's handling that one, so he can be called for inquiries. It will sell for somewhere between $1,050,000 and probably 1.18. The last one to review is this fabulous Art Deco property. This looks like a house. It's incredible, built in the 1930s in trendy Carlisle Street, St Kilda, Philip.
Gary, this is a property that's got everything. It's got the position, it's got the external looks of the building, but inside, this apartment is palatial in size and just has been decorated so beautifully.
Price range 6 to 660, starts off this weekend. Phil, huge 3-bedroom with terrific security, built in the 1930s.
Walk down the road for a cup of coffee at Batch. Not that I'm pushing any particular cafe this year, but Batch happens to be my current favourite.
Fair enough, good to hear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking forward to 2012, a great year of real estate ahead. We've got some fine offerings that we're going to be reviewing. GPTV, well, we're going to give it a big push this year. We're going to review some team members.
Got some exciting stuff happening this year.
Some exciting things coming through. The St Kilda office will be opening soon. We'll give you some more footage of that coming through, which is a very, very big project on the Gary Pure & Associates timetable. But we're looking forward to a big year and sharing all of the exciting real estate news, events, things that are happening in and around the area with all of our viewers on GPTV. It is great to be back.
And if you're feeling a little bit flat, I've got to tell you, give me a call personally, because I'm so bursting with energy and enthusiasm. If you want a cup of coffee, want to talk real estate or just life in general, please give me a call. I'm Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary Peer.
Have a great week.
Looking forward to this year.